Hello my friends. Today we will continue to visit several farms in the United States to see how thousands of tons of agricultural products are harvested by farm workers. The first place we will visit is a bell pepper farm in the Central Valley of California. Here, millions of bell peppers will be picked and packed right in the field by workers from Mexico. As far as we know, these workers get around $17.50 per hour worked. Annually, the United States produces about 1.6 billion pounds of bell peppers. However, to meet domestic demand, the United States still has to import about 0.5 billion pounds of bell peppers each year. In the United States, bell peppers are mainly grown in the states of Florida, New Mexico, California, and Arizona. The second location that appears in this video is a potato farm in the state of Wisconsin. This machine is responsible for digging potatoes out of the ground. Currently, the United States has about 943,000 acres of land used to grow potatoes. Idaho is currently the state with the largest growing area in the country, followed by North Dakota, Wisconsin, and Colorado. When the potato digging is complete, millions of potatoes will be picked up by these workers and packed into bags. According to statistics released by the United States Department of Agriculture in 2021, potato production across the country is more than 21.3 million tons. At noon, these workers will eat and rest right in the field before continuing to work. Next, we will go to a peanut farm in Texas to see how the harvesting process here works. Similar to the process of harvesting potatoes, these peanut plants will be dug out of the ground. Next, they will be sun-dried from 2 to 3 days before harvesting takes place. Currently, peanut acreage in the United States is about 1.59 million acres, of which 50% of the area belongs in Georgia. Alabama and Texas are also the states with the largest peanut acreage in the country. After about 3 days, hundreds of tons of peanuts here are ready to be harvested. According to statistics, in 2021, US peanut production is about 6.4 billion pounds. Here's what's going on at an asparagus field in Michigan. Do you often use asparagus in your family's meals? Every year, the United States has about 25,000 acres of land used to grow asparagus, worth about $98 million. Asparagus, after being harvested, will be placed in plastic trays and transported to the packing plant. Currently, the production of asparagus in the United States is about 970,000 pounds per year, of which Michigan, California, and New Jersey are the 3 states with the largest asparagus production in the country. The fifth place we will visit is a cucumber farm in Carolina. Instead of harvesting by machine, millions of cucumbers here will be handpicked by workers from Guatemala and Mexico. Annually, cucumber farms in the United States produce about 300,000 tons. The majority of cucumbers are produced in Florida, Michigan, and Carolina. Here's what's going on at an apple farm in Washington. Workers will stand on this machine to harvest apples from above. Would you like to visit these apple farms during the harvest season? Washington is the current leading apple producer in the United States, accounting for 66% of the country's apple production. On average, Washington orchards produce about 100 million boxes of apples a year, or about 12 billion apples. Here's what's going on at a potato field in Washington. Unlike the potato farm at the beginning of the video, this potato site uses modern machines to harvest. Hello everyone. Today we are going to the farms in several states like California, Washington, Florida, and North Carolina of the United States to see how thousands of tons of agricultural products are harvested here. Instead of using modern harvesting machines, these farms employ dozens to hundreds of laborers to work once the harvest takes place. First, we will visit a Red Delicious apple farm in Washington state to see how millions of apples here are harvested. Every August, thousands of workers flock to Washington apple farms to harvest apples. Red Delicious is considered one of the best apple varieties in the world, and it is exported to many countries. Therefore, the harvesting and packaging of these fine apples is done with great care. Most of the apple picking workers here are Mexican, and their average income is about $13 an hour. If you have ever eaten a Red Delicious apple, let us know how you feel about the taste of this fruit. Here's what's going on in a sweet corn field in Florida. Here, millions of corn will be picked and packed right in the field. Currently, Florida is the state with the largest corn growing area in the United States, with more than 37,000 acres. In the high season, the sweet corn harvest here will be done at night. Next, we will go to a tomato farm in California to see how billions of tomatoes here are harvested. As the harvest season progresses, about 350 workers will be hired to pick tomatoes at the farm. Picking tomatoes here usually takes place in the early morning and at night to limit the heat and help the tomatoes to stay fresh for longer. Currently, California is the state with the largest tomato growing area in the United States, and the annual production is about 12 million tons. After about 3 hours of continuous work, these workers will be provided with a free snack. The next place we will visit is a strawberry farm in the state of Florida. Here, millions of strawberries will be picked and packed right in the field. The wages of these workers are calculated according to the number of boxes of strawberries that they pick, so everything is done very quickly. This is what happens in an organic cabbage field in California. Millions of cabbages here will be picked by workers, as well as having the outer leaves partially removed before transferring them to wooden crates. Next, we will return to Washington State to see how millions of onions here are harvested. Instead of using modern onion harvesting machines, this onion farm employs dozens of workers. After harvesting, thousands of bags are loaded onto trucks and raced to the packing plant. Here's what's going on in a sweet potato field in North Carolina. Here, millions of sweet potatoes will be harvested manually. Instead of being paid by the hour, the wages of these workers will be calculated according to the number of sweet potatoes they collect. We are currently at a vineyard in California. These workers will pick and pack hundreds of tons of grapes right here. According to statistics released in 2019, the total area under viticulture in California is 918,000 acres. And the area under wine grapes is about 635,000 acres. Now we will continue to visit another farm in California. Here, millions of tangerines will be packed and transported to the factory for packaging. Although it is the state with the largest tangerine growing area in the United States, California tangerines are not appreciated for flavor compared to Florida mandarins. At the end of the video, we will take a look at the hops harvesting process on a farm in Washington. How do you feel about the process of harvesting the crops in this video? Let us know what you think in the comments section of the video. Goodbye and see you in the next video.